you for joining us. I'm here live with Sino 20,000. How you doing, Sino?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great. So we've been working on improving our arena TC booms. We've just been getting too much flack from casual players, not doing for not performing as well as they'd like us to. So we thought this was the most important skill for us to work on, and we'd like to pass on what we've learned with you. So we're gonna start with a 2v2 against Extreme AI that Sino and I played last night, and then we're gonna move into observing some of our casual play and showing you what we've learned from other players just watching their gameplay. Today we're going to start with Sino's on Capture Age. Anything to add before we start, Sino?
No, I think the one thing I'd say is this is extreme AI, and not to get too spoiler or whatever, but this is the first time we've won in Imperial specifically.
Yeah, we were pretty happy with how it all planned out. So here we go. 6 seconds in. Here we got Sino starting his Dark Age. Why don't you walk us through it?
Yeah, this Dark Age was the typical hybrid start that I normally would do. So, standard build the two houses, get 6 on Gaia units. I have started to use the Gaia units via Hera to help explore the land, so that my scout doesn't have to do all of it, which is saved and cut out a bunch of time that could be more problematic. But you'll also notice that we do have chickens to the southeast of this map for me, and you see our 2 elephants. So we're really starting to kind of try to do that.
Nice. So you're scouting with your goats.
Yep.
So right now you're sitting at 7 villagers. We'll speed it up a little bit. We'll move into why don't you let us know when we get to about 15 villagers here where you've got them all placed. Whee!
Yeah, I can't remember if this is the one where I killed the elephant on accident or not. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, anybody over 1,000 elo, their first 18 villagers are pretty much identical.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no point.
Now, one thing I did do in this map, if you'll notice, you want to slow it down maybe. So we'll kill this elephant. To the south, way to the south, I'm sending all of my villagers to build their lumber camp over there. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So I have my lumber camp pretty far away because I want to make sure that I can kind of set my waypoint for the villagers and just forget about them. I wanted to make sure I wouldn't have to build another lumber camp for a while or have to worry about them getting into trees where it's going to disrupt my wall. So I just made it so that all the lumberjacks will be way far away.
Mm-hmm.
Not something I normally do, but this is kind of the map that they gave us, and it's kind of a weird one, so that's what I did.
Yeah, you work with what you got and adjust accordingly. I do love that since the patch, you don't have the rear walls to deal with deleting. It's just one less thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a lot more control in your territory than what we had before the patch. So we're at 20 villagers right now. Why don't you walk us through where you've got all your, how you have your breakdown? What resources are you allocating your villagers to?
Yeah, I'm doing a 23 pop. I might have made one extra villager on accident, but in general, 23 pops. I've got 4 on berries, 6 to 7 on the elephant Gaia units, and then the rest on wood. And then villager 22 and 23 will be on gold.
Yeah, now you can also see on this that both Sino and I have had a little bit of TC idle time. I'm 1 behind the AI in terms of villagers. Sino's 2 behind the AI. Something we both need to work on is really getting that TC idle time down to 0. I know where I struggled with that on this one. What slowed me up, and I'll get into it more, was I forgot the Huns don't need houses, and I was having some issues trying to assign villagers to houses.
That's right, yes. Now, we're going to have a fuck up here where you can see the 2 gold miners just decided not to build the mine.
Oh, yeah.
That was a little bit of a lag there. I remember that. So I had at least one of them switch. Now, at this point, you can see my Eagle Warrior came back from scouting, so at that point, I knew where everybody was.
Mm-hmm. So our opponents clicked up at 9:59 and 10:02 respectively to start their feudal research. I'm assuming, I'm not seeing, for some reason our view isn't showing us research on this capture age view. I'm assuming that you've started your feudal research at this point.
It should say where.
Oh, here we go.
Ironically, that's not telling you the ages, though. That's really weird.
Yeah. So it's showing you as 95% efficient.
There we go. Okay. So now I'm in feudal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you entered feudal around 1150.
Now at this point, I believe after that last goat is dead, I'm pretty sure I'm going to build a mill where all those chickens are. Making the chickens and all of that with the new patch, super important. We want to make sure that we harvest those easy foods that are just there.
I like to call that second mill. My village is KFC.
Yeah. I don't know why it took them that long to figure that out. I think I was assigning them to different things or something. Oh yeah, I did. So I took that one guy, put him to gold, and then the rest of them are going to be making that mill and then killing all the chickens.
Yep. So right now we're both behind our opponents in terms of villagers. About 5 behind Alaudin, which we make up for because we wreck them. Spoiler alert! We fuck them up.
Now, the other thing is, I think for this build, we also made sure that when we went into feudal, we made 3 more additional villagers.
Yes.
And it looks like I did because I'm at 26, so that should be right. My market should be done by now, and that means I'm going to be clicking into castle.
Why don't you tell us a little bit more about your market, what you did with your market?
Oh, yeah. So I put the market right outside my gate, so that way when I do start trading, because I was going to trade with CPL Punishment, once we start trading, we don't have to worry about the trade carts going in and out of the base and allowing for enemies to sneak in. One of the biggest mistakes I feel like in the game is allowing the enemy to sneak in, and we don't want that. So we try to protect that problem.
Yep. Now that's one thing one consideration Cino's much better at than me. I typically just put my market right next to my villager, and I don't prep them outside of the base. So my market is always in my arena, and I could be doing better about putting it outside to make trade easier.
Yeah, I did think about this too. Maybe in the future, if I have extra resources, I could build a wall surrounding the market and then make a gate so that our trade carts could go in. So that way, it's like still protected a little bit. It wouldn't cost a lot to do that. I just haven't done it yet. We did have some housing issues. It seemed like this round in the early going. Like, I'm making 3 houses right there because it did seem like I was about to get housed, or maybe I did get housed, and that was causing some issues. But yeah, and I must be in Castle because I'm starting to build my other town center right now. So the town center I'm putting right between the gold and the stone. And then I believe my other town center is going to be outside if you look to the northwest. There's gold and the stone and the chickens. It should be around there. Not there, the little one, sorry, it's not there. I mean, there's a bunch of chickens right there too.
You got a lot of resources to conveniently take control of right in this area.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure I built one out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Hasn't been dropped yet, but probably will be shortly.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be using those 4 that are building that town center now. They're going to be building the next one. I think the reason why I couldn't build it right away was because I had run out of wood or something, and so I needed to wait to rebuild the wood. I believe that's what it was.
Yeah, so you look at the mini map, you can see how we compare to our opponent's TC built booms.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wow. So everyone has 3 at that point.
Yeah, and the thing is, look at how we compare to Aladdin. He's 10 villagers ahead of us at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can still be improving.
To make sure I didn't build that town center in the south. I don't think I did.
Nope, I don't see a TC over here.
No. Alright, so at that point I did make that second lumber camp though. Okay, here. Not all those gold people, they're gonna make the 3rd town center.
These guys right here?
Yeah, so at that point I'm trying to decide where to put it up, and so I put it in the gold. There we go. I didn't put it outside. So I put it right next to the gold. So I probably decided, alright, I'm gonna have 4, all those guys going to stone, and then that next town center will be going to the gold.
Yeah.
Still, that's how I decided that.
Important to note, we are still I'm 13 behind him in Vills, and you're 18 behind our leading player in Villagers. Important to note.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That son of a bitch killed my cavalry. Fuck him. Because he castle dropped right up. Yeah, we'll come back to that later. So let's look at your villager distribution. You've got, it looks like 9 over there on that stone. You've got 1 on that gold. Down here you've got, looks like 11 on wood. Any wood or any lumberjacks up here? Nope. Then looks like you've got 4, 8, 20 farms. Looks like you're starting to slowly close the gap in villagers between the leader.
Yeah.
So everybody right now has 3 town centers. No one's dropped their. I'm dropping my 4th at this point because I gotta play some catch up. I don't know how much catch up I need to play, but I know there's catch up because I see the score, and the scores are all econ only right now.
Yeah, it's ironic at this point that none of them have any military. Almost looks like he just built a military unit right now.
Yep.
So he has his castle, I see.
Yeah, so he's just starting to build his Rathas. He's got a monk.
No, that's the Magyar guy you're looking at.
Yep.
No, so yeah, Bengalis is over there. There you go.
Yep.
So Aladdin's the guy that's closest to you.
All right, so you're the third to castle drop. I haven't even started my military yet because my castle's typically the first unit I drop. Nope, I haven't even put my barracks in yet.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I did that early too. If you can notice, there is the barracks built. The Aztecs are a infantry civ, so I wanted to make sure that I had researched squires and researched arson. Those are the two really big ones you want to research when you're the Aztecs.
So at this point, you have your Castle Age researches on the bow saw. You have it at the mill. You've started your infantry research, like you've mentioned, with your pikemen and your. Looks like you've upgraded your Eagle Warriors one.
Yeah.
Archery at the blacksmith. You've got your blacksmith upgrades. It looks like you've even done so your crossbowman.
No, you know what? This capture range thing is broken on this because I didn't do anything with archery ranges. I don't know why I'm showing that.
Yeah, it's showing siege updates, and you don't even have a siege workshop. That's odd. Unless you got some of those for free for your civ or something. I don't know.
No, I know I don't. Not for that civ.
All right, so now you can see this is where I'm gonna start closing the gap myself. Now that I've got my 4th TC, I'm only 10 villagers away from him now. You're working on catching up, keeping that idle time 0. So we're at 28 minutes, and Aladdin already has 102 villagers. Like, that's kind of a benchmark. I know Hera likes you to have at least 120 villagers. That's, like, Hera's tastes pretty level at 120. And he gets to that 120 before 30 minutes. He's usually there right around 28.
Yeah, at this point you can see I'm really massing up a lot of gold because my main unit in the castle takes a lot of gold. Siege takes a lot of gold, and my makeup of military is usually siege and then something else. It doesn't matter if it's cavalry or infantry or whatever it is. It's always going to be surrounding siege of some sort.
I just want to say fuck you to the spam bot. Fuck you, spam bot. I see you, bitch. Sorry, Cena, what were you saying?
I was saying that it seems like siege is always kind of like my go-to play style, and that's just a preference and a personal choice.
I love that your castle just killed that lion. He's like, fuck that lion. Get out of my house.
Yeah, I didn't even see that the Bengalis were trying to attack me.
Yeah.
At that point, they gave up attacking me once my castle killed 2 of their units.
Yeah, they were kind of, the AI, even like the extreme AI was kind of pansy-ish this game.
Yeah, they were until they weren't.
Yeah, so you're definitely ahead of me with military, but Almost is definitely leading in terms of units. He's got 112 villagers, 22 military. Aludin, he's like just taking his time getting started, 125 vills and 15 military if you include his monks.
Now you can see now in the north, if you watch, my villagers are coming out to build a next town center, and this is when the action starts. So as I'm starting to build, the mill. As I'm starting to build this mill, go north a little bit. And I'm building the second mill for those chickens. I don't realize, because we don't have fog of war on right now, so you can kind of see everything, but at that point, I did not realize their base was that close to me. And at that point, they start attacking. And they start coming with everything they got. So that does make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is the point where I've castle dropped about 2 minutes ago, and you can see I'm getting ready to join you in the effort. But this is what the the TC boom is all about. Get your economy solid, and then you can just continuously spit out units, and your opponent's fucked. Like a cheap OnlyFans model. That's right, viewers. I've seen your sister. All right, you held him off. He's running away. It's like Monty Python. Run away, run away.
Yeah. At this point, you can see they are building a second. I think that's either the stable or the castle. I don't remember which one that is.
Yeah, I'm dropping my second castle right now as well.
Now they're running away, but I'm wondering what they're running to because I didn't see that part. I just watched them run away.
They're just staging.
Oh, I see. So interesting. So the Bengalis attacked them. So that's why they did that.
Oh, right, because they're not on their own teams. Or no, they're not on a team. They're all individual. Forgot about that.
Yeah. So that actually made a difference because they might have actually fucked me up. If the Bengalis didn't come in and start attacking them, I might have been in real big trouble.
Looks like they're also trying to hit me. Oh no, this is when my second castle's fucking up all their villagers. Like, you don't get to take my resources, bitch. Lame somebody else. We'll come back to that later. But
Alright, so go back to my area. They are engaging me now. It looks like they're starting to attack. At this point, I have built 2 onagers to come protect me. Yep, they had destroyed my siege workshop at that point.
Let's rewind a little bit and see what happened there.
Oh, no, never mind. I had actually destroyed it myself because the stupid fucking onagers were built right next to the trees and couldn't get out.
Let me, where are we at in the timeline right now?
That's what happened there.
We're actually... Okay, I see. Where's the battle happening? Is that over here? Did I hear that? Nope. Yeah, we'll come back to that one.
No, they're starting to attack now again, my spot. So go back to my spot.
Oh, here we go, down here.
Yeah. Now they're all engaging. I'm using the Aztec warriors to kill them at this point. Those step lancers don't really have a chance against that. Aztec warriors, so for the viewers that don't know, Aztec warriors gain +1 attack every time they kill somebody.
And now you're harassing his villagers. Take away his stone production. Nice.
Yep, I do realize at that point, though, there is a castle in range, and so I do run away.
Run away!
Yeah, the castle arrows are pretty strong. Now, at this point, you can see I have a trap set up, and I am starting to bomb things.
Ooh, and they're building a castle, so that must be in your fog of war.
Yeah, it is. I at that point, I don't see the castle. Oh. Now, I should have been prepping and making more military as this was happening, and I was not.
Mm-hmm.
The AI really doesn't like when you try to build things to get resources. So the second I start building this mill, I mean, it's not even a town center. It's a mill. And the second I start building that, they all rush me.
No.
I mean, they rush with everything they fucking have. Go ahead and go to it. Yeah. So I guess at this point, the trap does see at least that siege workshop.
Right.
I don't know how much else it's seen. I'm not sure. I think it sees the castle at this point too, because the mill should be giving it line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a possibility that it sees it still. At that point, my Jaguar warriors see it anyways. But I'm too close close to in range of the arrows.
Mm.
So at that point,
Wow. So at this point, have you ceased building villagers? I haven't. You've been at 78 for a while.
Yeah, I might have stopped building as I was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely possible. Something I definitely need to improve on is when I'm in battle, I gotta still go back to my TCs and keep building villagers.
Gotta remember ABV, always building villagers. Yep. I'm just now starting to build my military. Well, not just now, but I'm 37 in. So I've got half of what you've got, but I'm about to surpass almost, and I'm catching up to Aladdin at this point. I've got my third castle. So you've got 3 trebs now. So now that you're safe, you're working on rebuilding.
Yeah, and I'm really getting I'm really trying to get the trap situation ready. So that way I'm going to bomb that castle.
And here comes his wave.
The problem is now they've engaged with all of their Magyar Hussars, which is their elite unit. I'm trying my best with the Aztec warriors to protect those traps. I did not do a good job protecting those traps. If you can go up a little bit north, a little bit more. I can't see if I'm attacking the castle or not. I did attack the castle. It was not enough to kill it, which is too bad.
Well, he's got like 10 villagers repairing it.
Yeah.
12.
You can see at one point the cav archers killed my mill, and now they're trying to attack the castle. Now at this point in the game, I was really worried that I was going to get screwed and not be able to win. I have no siege, I have no trebs, I have actually no Jaguar warriors either. I just literally have that castle defending itself. Very scary part of the game. Now for whatever reason, they start retreating. They start the little tiptoe game where they go into my area to kill me, and then they retreat. Go in my area, then they retreat. They do that a couple times, and at that point, I say I need to have an answer for these cavalry situations.
Well, you can see even with an imperfect boom, you're still able to defend against the extreme AI. I think you could have made your life a bit easier by continuing your boom, but you still held your ground, and we still ended up kicking their ass. So even an imperfect boom can be successful.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's about mission accomplishment, not having a gold-plated mission accomplishment. So.
Yeah, it definitely does help having the castle there. They have no trebs. I can only assume. Go and go to that northwest section of it. Are the Bengalis still attacking them, or are they dead?
Up here? No, that war is over. Now the Bengalis are focused on me.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So actually, my war might have hurt you because I took away their distraction.
Yeah.
So like right now, I'm attacking. Working on. Almost is also attacking him. So Almost is just fighting a 2-front war, which is dumb. He doesn't have near the troops to do that, which you'd think the AI would be smarter than that. At extreme.
Yeah, and as you can see, my castle actually killed all of those Magyars. Now, I start to get smarter here and build more halberdiers because I realize, you know what, the halves are going to get that bonus, and it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, at this point, you can see I'm just starting to build my trebs for the first time because I know I got to take out his castles. Like, it's a castle battle on the west. On the east, you're definitely fighting a ground troop battle.
Yeah, and it's relentless. They are absolutely relentless. At this point, I'm building. I think it's going to be a guard tower at some point, but I'm definitely building something else there soon. I don't remember what it is. Might be another barracks. I think it is another barracks. At that point, I'm realizing that the halberdier is a very important part of the anti-Magyar thing, so that is super important.
Yeah. All right, now at this point, I've become the strongest military force on the board. With 88 military units. Oh no, Aludin's got. Oh no, this is. Yeah, I've got 10 more military than him. You're tied with Aludin, but you've got 3 guys to almost as 1. So you're, as far as ground troops are concerned, the stronger military force in the east at this point.
I'm surprised by that because now he's starting to push them out though. Now, luckily, my guys are killing them. He's got 1 trap set up, as you can see. Ironically, he's just going to try to kill my trap.
Oh wait, no, I was looking at your villagers, not your military. You're actually 13 to 21, so he's got the stronger military on the east.
Yeah, but when you did say that, I looked and he actually was lower than me, but then he started cranking them out.
Yeah. So you're fighting hard on the east. The war is waging on the west.
Yeah, and my main goal is to get my Aztec warriors over to those traps and kill those traps. Now, once that trap is done and I see that I got 2 castles I'm dealing with, I start running away. But the main important thing is to get that trap down. I wanted to make sure that there was no way that I was going to die from that trap.
Getting a little bit of lag on capture age. Fortunately, not on the stream, but we'll work with the capture age lag. So he looks like he's building a town center up front.
Yep, he is indeed building a town center there. I'm building a guard tower, as you can see right next to the barracks. At that point, the 1 castle was not enough, and I don't think I had enough resources for another castle. Move a little bit west for a second, away from that town center. All of these Magyars are going west, and I can't remember if it's because I built my other castle yet or not. Go southwest. Like directly west of my castle.
Okay. Actually, if you give me just 1 moment, let me position the camera where you want it. I gotta let my dog out, but I'm gonna let you keep talking. Are we good? Where do you want the camera?
Go a little bit north. Just right where they're building all the gold mine. I'm building my guard towers. No, you can go. Yep, right there. That's
okay.
Perfect.
All right, I'll be back shortly. You go ahead and tell us what's going on.
Yep. So at this point, we definitely have the guard towers being built. I realize I'm getting attacked, so I am going to start to not only build a 3rd one, but I am definitely going to garrison those villagers once that one is built. At this point, they're just getting too close. They're trying to steal some resources. We need to stop that immediately. I basically set up a trifecta guard tower area where we'll still have a lot of arrows being shot, in any given direction, and also with the castle there to protect it. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're making sure that they can't just get in very easily. Now you can see that they're really about to take that 1 guard tower want that to happen. Oh, looks like the feed just crashed. Yeah. Once Corporal Punishment gets back, we'll try to get that fixed. Sorry for the stream.
All right.
Yeah, so the stream crashed, bro. So.
What?
Yeah, we need to fix that.
I'm showing that we're still recording. What happened with the video?
Capture agent looks like crashed, not the.
Oh,
thing.
well, that's annoying as fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back. Here we go. I step away for 2 seconds so my dog can take a shit, and Capture Age just poops.
Yep, it just poops.
And
yeah, we were just getting to this one good part of the battle, and then it just died. Oh, okay, there we go.
well, it picked up right where we left off. It looks like. So we were over here.
Yep, that's right. And so at this point, both of those guard towers died. And at that point, I'm sending all my villagers to build a second castle.
So he's gaining ground on you. How's he coming over here? Still got his town centered over here. He's at three castles. You're sitting at 76 villagers still.
Yep, and there goes all my guys making the castle.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, it's the same concept as the guard towers. You want to make a triangle with your castles so that they can cover each other. So if anyone's attacking that one castle, you kind of have at least some range to attack. Now at this point, I was smart and I made sure I built a crap ton of fucking halberdiers, and now I immediately garrisoned all those villagers, and now we're shooting a fuck ton of arrows. At this point, like nothing that's attacking me is going to survive that.
I tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, you do not control the land if you do not have a castle within shooting range of it.
Yeah.
Like this year, this is all no man's land. No one controls this. But he definitely controls that whole circle. He controls these circles. Like, you gotta have a ranged circle in your color if you really want to consider it yours. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, and you can see they are relentless with how many Magyars are attacking me at once. I am literally just, and now this is getting a little worrisome. The ram is coming to attack the castle. Now to your southeast of the castle, you'll see I'm bringing my onager over to try to kill. Yep, there it is. I'm bringing my onager over to kill this ram, because if that ram gets even 2 more hits on my castle, I'm dead. That castle will fall. Yeah. So I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that ram comes down, and it does. Once that ram dies, I'm able to just keep going with my onslaught from my castle with the arrows, and they are pretty much, as you can see, killing pretty much any kind of unit that attacks it. They're killing it in one shot. So we're talking some major protection when you garrison like 7 or 8 villagers in there. They really shoot at a lot of extra projectiles. It's worth noting too, it doesn't say on there because I crashed when I was doing it. That onager is not a mangonel, it is an onager, so it is at the medium upgrade. At this second upgrade.
Very nice.
Unfortunately, I do lose that onager to those Magyars.
You know, what could have worked better is if your onager, instead of being here, was in this pocket where he's got 2 castles that can shoot the enemy, instead of in an area where he only has 1 defending him. Like, this is your safe zone right in here.
No, I agree. They're just too slow. I mean, I was trying to get him over there, and he couldn't get over there. Yeah, because he's popping out there anyway.
This is an interesting little battle up here.
Yeah, and the AI is smart enough to know exactly what their range is. Like, they know, and they also know that I'm engaging and protecting the onager, so they're just shooting it. But at this point, you can see, I'm getting helps, and I think at that point, I'm seeing, I need to build more elves.
Yeah.
And so I should be building 4 barracks soon, southwest of that second castle.
So this is with the fog of war on, what the visibility is here.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing that they're building enough craps onto those backyards until it's too late.
And here's another wave.
It truly was a miracle that I was able to fend off all of these people.
Yeah, your villagers are definitely holding their own. Oh wait, those are my villagers. I've come over to mine over at your area because I ran out of resources in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I think that's when they started trying to kill you.
Yeah. At this point, I've got 5 castles going, and I'm building my 4th and 5th, and he's building his 4th in the west. This is just back and forth. This is like Ukraine and Russia.
That's why I really thought it was a miracle I was able to fend them off, because they really kept coming.
Like, nobody is gaining an inch.
No, they're not.
Oh, you just keep rebuilding your militaries and attacking each other.
Yeah, it's World War I style.
No.
We're just trench warfare in it.
Actually,
Alright, so I bought more stone because I know I'm about to build that 3rd castle.
oh. Yeah, and at this point in the game, my enemy is doing a push right now that really could have ripped me apart, but I survived it. We really fought for this one. It was a really fun match.
Yeah, now if you look southwest of that castle a little bit, I should be starting my 3rd castle. Yep, there it is. And then as my 3rd castle is being built, right after that, I should be building all 4 of my barracks. Because at that point, I'm realizing the halberdiers are incredibly good against those Magyars, and I need to build more of them.
Yep. Yeah, I have my own wake-up call right around this time too, and I'll get into that when we're talking about my civ. I think this is the turning point for us in the game, right here.
Yes. Yeah, that 3rd castle and then making the barracks was pretty huge. At this point, you can see he's just having villagers run everywhere. Like,
yeah, and those villagers are running in your covered area that's in your control, which is just retarded for him. Like, oh, I see. He's trying to claim resources that I think they want to go to the stone mine, but they don't want. You just keep shooting them.
yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I gotta get more Magyars. I'm trying to remember when I started building those barracks. I thought it was like pretty close to this time, but I haven't built them yet.
So right now you're in a battle with 19 military, 20 military now versus his 15. You've got there on your defensible turf, so you've got the advantage on the wave by a lot. I really think castles are they're just per resource the most cost efficient unit in the game. I know people are like, oh, it's 650 stone. Yeah, but when you look at the bodies that they drop compared to what you're spending, they're dirt cheap.
Yeah. Now the vanguards are coming out again.
And you can see up here, this is when I'm like, okay, I'm not fucking around anymore.
Yeah.
I
think this is when I stopped building the barracks because they went a little bit farther.
This is where you're starting to triple his military. This is a big turning point for you.
Yeah.
You are now the dominant civilization on the east.
Yeah, go southwest a little. I think this is when I'm building my barracks. Because I'm seeing a lot more halberdiers. No? Where the fuck are those? Man, I'm taking a long time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this could have been done a lot faster had I done that sooner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's drawing in your halberdiers. What's going on over here? Oh, you're taking these guys. At least they're doing something. Like, these guys are just standing there. So you still, now you, again, like your military has been whittled down, but you still got double his military strength.
Yeah, but at that point you can see that one village was starting to repair the castle.
Mm-hmm. I think we can speed it up a bit.
Yeah.
There's not much more different that's going to be happening other than the back and forth at this time. Well, I think what I'd like to do, because nothing really changes until I start engaging with you on the east, I want to stop the stream. We'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll be coming back on live in 5 minutes, and we'll do a review of my boom.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish up the whole gameplay through that. So thank you for joining us. We will be back here shortly. Thank you.